Autoimmune disease is a system failure like many other diseases. So if we look at all the factors that are involved in our body system, broadly speaking, we have nutrition, avoid injurious foods, exercise, water, rest, not only just external rest but internal, oxygen uptake requires several different factors we need to look at, sunshine, mental health. In any one of these, we could find a contributing factor relating to our immune system response and our ability to fight autoimmune disease. Can we know what's going on in autoimmune diseases such as rheumatoid arthritis? Well, I think so. The intricacies of the body we could research forever and ever, but we need to get to the point where we can use the natural laws to make it practical. The key is to know the laws by which nature works. Just like electricity, we can never really explain it, but we know that it works. We see the results of it, but we can never explain it, and we can keep on delving deeper and deeper into it. But the laws by which it works and by which self-healing works, this we can know. Rheumatoid arthritis and other diseases, autoimmune diseases, seem like a mystery because of the body attacking itself, a horrible thing. And what's going on? As such, and this is a quote, the highest number of immune cells in the body are resident at sites colonized by commensals, that is, the microbes such as the skin or the GI tract, the gastrointestinal tract. In turn, in order to protect their ecological niche, a dominant action of the healthy microbia on the immune system is aimed at reinforcing barrier immunity and therefore their own containment. Essential strategy utilized by the host to maintain its homeostatic relationship with the microbia is to minimize the contact between the microorganisms and the epithelial cell surface, thereby limiting tissue inflammation and microbial translocation. So it's got a certain function. It must be maintained in that area. If it goes outside that area, we've got a problem. So macrophages are at the site of the attack where the commensals, that is the microbe community line, has been broken. The macrophages are present at the site of attack, such as a joint, just as they are present in blood vessel disease in the epithelium. It appears from research documents that the initial infection starts the ball rolling. Dr. Winter says, we found that monocytes were a problem even before they became macrophages in mice that are genetically engineered to be born with rheumatoid-like diseases. The monocytes are predisposed to become inflamed. These cells enter the bloodstream and go straight to the joints. The result is the painful joint swelling, stiffness, and the pain of the rheumatoid arthritis. Here is a similar pattern to what we've just spoken of, which happens in blood vessel disease. We have the monocyte at the spot becoming a foam cell and it becoming a problem in blood vessel disease. So in that respect it seems similar. Now here is the line of defense that we have to maintain. The gastrointestinal tract, home to the largest density of commensals, their segregation is accomplished by the action of the epithelial barrier, the mucus layer, the IgA antibodies, the dendrite cells, which are antigen-presenting cells of the immune system. Their main function is to process antigen material and present it to the cell's surface, to the T cells of the immune system. So they act as messengers. And then there's the T cells. So this comprises a mucosal firewall like in a computer against viruses. All intestinal epithelial cell lineages can produce antimicrobial peptides, proteins that play a significant role in limiting exposure to the commensal microbia. Accumulation of the antimicrobial peptides in the mucus contributes to the maintenance of the segregation between the microbia and the host intestine, creating a physical separation referred to as the demilitarized zone. So the microbes are kept in its place by antimicrobial peptides and a physical separation, which is being called the demilitarized zone. Intestinal pathogens have the greatest potential to cause microbial imbalance and can trigger both local and systemic inflammation. The alteration of the composition of the microbes and the barrier function can allow the development of autoimmune disease and chronic inflammatory diseases and metabolic dysfunction and cancer. So a whole list of diseases which relate to rheumatoid arthritis, diseases like that, autoimmune diseases, metabolic dysfunction such as in diabetes and cancer. The human microbiome might be a major factor in autoimmunity. I'm sure it is, as a loss of immune tolerance can be caused by microbial composition changes. Microorganisms can elicit immune responses against the host if the mechanisms of tolerance fail for several reasons. These alterations in the microbiome, known as dysbiosis, can induce weight gain, insulin resistance, and metabolic inflammation if the microorganisms contained in the gut of the mice at the third trimester have been transferred into a germ-free mice. So they're seeing what happens when they make those alterations in mice that were once germ-free, and they change the microbes. However, alterations in the microbiome, dysbiosis, can result from the exposure to various environmental factors, including diet, toxins, drugs with their side effects and potential to change form and location of the disease or replace one disease with another, and pathogens. So we need to note those factors: toxins, drugs with their side effects, the diet. The majority of the microorganisms present in our body are harbored in the human gut, thus affecting the balance between pro and anti-inflammatory immune responses. Alterations of the microbiome, dysbiosis, can induce autoimmune diseases in people with certain genetic backgrounds and environmental factors, just like as we just spoke about concerning mice. But our main concern are what those factors that we spoke about at the beginning that we can look at that will contribute to our healthy function, that will make the microbes right in our body. Dysbiosis can be categorized into three types: the loss of beneficial organisms, excessive growth of potentially harmful organisms, and the loss of overall microbial diversity. So in MS, we have pre-Votella decreases, while in rheumatoid arthritis, it increases. And so we have this delicate relationship between diet, microbia, and our immune system. They all work in interaction. And it boils down to what we're placing into the gut. The microbes will be changed by those lifestyle factors. Look carefully at those lifestyle factors. It might seem easy, but in actual fact, it's the lack of careful examination to these factors that results in the disease. We must look at the type of animal products also that is going to change our microbe activity and introduce harmful microbes into the system. It's got that potential.